side of it. For instance, if there's negativity in your life, sometimes you're manifesting that. Absolutely. You have to look at the pattern. If, let's say I keep going into relationships with women that abuse me, or I'm a woman and I keep getting these abusive partners, I have to look at that within myself. I am manifesting them as a belief that I should be abused because I was abused as a child, and that perhaps was my way that I learned that I could have love from the abuser. So the false belief can manifest in negative reality. However, in The Secret, the way Esther Hicks says, everything that we think, feel, and what manifests is always a match. 100%, she says. No. Sometimes, you know, the law of attraction, they say, is like attracts like, but sometimes opposites attract. I mean, this is a universal truth as well. So if you're in a state of positive energy, and I don't mean unbalanced positive, I mean in a state of light, those who control the darkness will target you because of your light, not because you have that element within you. This is such a way that so many people have. They take responsibility for negativity in their lives when they should really be setting a discernment and recognizing their goodness, and that's why they have negativity coming into their lives. And this law of attraction, you know, I wonder to myself, like in this day and age when the truth sometimes is difficult to swallow, like for instance some of the things I'm talking about today, when a teaching becomes so widespread, so fast, it spreads like McDonald's around the world, I wonder to myself, how did it get so popular so fast? And I believe it's because it is truth mixed in with lies and disinformation to lead us off of the path, off of the track of true empowerment. So that, for instance, this understanding, like right now I'm going through some very difficult legal stuff with someone who would like to control every nation land. Everynationland.com is a beautiful plan as an alternative, the true nature of the world, which I am just working towards getting launched to give people the alternative to what we could look at as being the New World Order. And I believe that this man who is controlling it, I've looked at inside myself for like the 2 years that he's been controlling it. Always keep trying to find what is in me that is manifesting him, until I woke up and realized he's in opposition. He's trying to control this. Perhaps he doesn't realize where he's coming from, or he does, and his agenda is to try to keep this back from the world. It's the same thing as if you look at Yeshua, Jesus. Jesus was, in my opinion, one of the greatest masters that has ever lived. He was in a state of pure love, and there was manifested against him hatred, control. People wanted to put him down, suppress him, because they were in a dark place, not because the darkness lived in him and he attracted it towards himself. So the Unbalanced Positive has taken things so far out of context that in order to deal with a situation that's negative, you have to face it, but instead of facing it, it's like, well, what's wrong with me? Why did I manifest this negativity? And it really pisses me off. It's very frustrating when you know that you're in a place of balance, and as a result of the place of balance, you trigger other people's belief systems to try to control you because they don't think that you should be so balanced. Or if you're male and female and they judge the male entirely, they may take action against you because their belief is that the male is bad in its entirety. This is what happens in the positive plague. And so if this negative is happening and you allow yourself or allow other people to say, well, what is in you that is manifesting this negative, then you're really taking away your power and your truth to recognize that it's actually the goodness in you that is bringing this opposition towards yourself. This is so important to recognize in this day and age. Otherwise, you have a population of people saying, oh, look at the government, look how it controls. It must be living inside of us. That's why we're manifesting these controlling people, rather than the truth lives in everybody, and there are a handful of people trying to control everything so that they themselves can be like God. That has nothing to do with the people. So there's balances in all of this, because yes, again, I want to reiterate my understanding that sometimes we do manifest negativity. Often we do. but other times we don't. And the more we become light beings, our true nature, the less we will be manifesting the negative, because it's not living inside of us anymore. But it doesn't mean that negativity won't exist in our lives. And if we confront it, if we're aware of it, it's because of our light that we start to be warriors of love. And for that reason that we're good, that it doesn't exist in us, that we're able to face it. Not that we're manifesting it somehow because there's this negativity. That is a secret gone out of control. That is dumbing down the population. That will eventually lead to people accepting this control in our societies. Which this cannot happen. Because that which is, was, and shall be. The nature of the Creator, the goodness, it must come to be. And it will come to be. And it will come to be by us standing up and creating our world in that place. So I thank you so much for hearing me out on this positive plague issue, which is very important. I ask you to please share this video with your friends so that they can understand equally and be empowered to understand this balance, which is the balance positive, the balance that comes between the positive and negative, that when they're together, they are positive. It's a balanced positive. It's not an unbalanced positive, and it's not an unbalanced negative. And to understand that the balance of God is not the balance of good and evil. It's the balance of the male and the female. That's the difference. And something that can be pondered on for a lifetime and understood deeper and deeper, because it's so simple, yet it contains such a huge vessel of knowledge that is ever expanding and growing for us to understand further and further. So on behalf of David House Productions, I'm Moshe Daniel. I thank you so much for sharing this video with me.